Ah, bloody made it. Hell fucking yeah. Alright, it is such a long way. I cannot even see my... Oh my god, I just panicked. I cannot even see my base rendering, which is interesting, considering the update means that we can see bases from unlimited distance away. This is a very long way away, but it looks like this was definitely worth doing. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I mean, most of this is coal, but we've got iron up there, which is something that we are definitely running out of. We've got some copper over there. Don't know what that is. Is that silver? Maybe. Absolutely the right choice, I think, just to get me by. Obviously, I've got an inventory full of dirt canisters, so let's quickly not do that. Oh yes, it's such a big island over here. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Because my water is about empty and it takes a considerable amount of time to actually get home. This is very steep. I need to sort this out. Fuck me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Eh. Alright. Let me turn these off. Put you away. Okay. 0% water. Not great. 49% food. Fine. Let's just see how long this takes me to travel all the way home at, let's go for 1000% speed, shall we? Okay, so we used almost 30% health. We used about 5% hunger, and I had to change my waste tank once. It's a long trip, which makes me think I really am gonna have to potentially make an outpost over there. It's a big island. There's probably quite a lot of ore. I need to just decide whether I think the building of an island, the building of an outpost would actually be worth it. There was a comment about why haven't I just used this room for ferns just to get me through, because that could probably do my oxygen. I could have just put more ferns in here, doubled it up, used the water I've got, because I don't have another supply of water at the moment, and then just kind of gone from there, really, and it wouldn't have been as much of a rush and a stress. Probably right. But if you don't know anything about me, you know that I always seem to take the hardest route for some reason. I don't think things through, we just kind of go with it, and somehow we haven't died yet. On the plus side, now that we've got some iron, we can actually go and replace some of our filters, because we're on our last one and that is almost out. I also saw that power was absolutely fine, so I can turn all these back on so we can keep an eye on how these tanks are doing. That's nice and hot, so let's get you gone and let's get some iron made. I'll keep the rest in case we decide we want to do steel. We may not, I don't know. That did not bloody work. There we go, got myself some iron. Oh yeah, I could use the recycler to degas me stuff, couldn't I? Degas me all. Nah, never mind. Alright, let's get those filters made. I got silver and Constantin. I do. You know what? We're going to start going for medium filters, I think. For now, I'm also going to store some of my dirt canisters because we don't need all of these right now. Boom. There we go. We're full on filters. Very nice. Something else I'm going to do as well. I have the new spray paints, which is very nice. And I am quite fond of the bronze. So I'm going to get myself one of those. And since we have a scrubber in here, I see no problem with spraying my entire suit and just getting that scrubber turned on and just cleaning the air. Very, very nice. Okay, I'm hoping that today is the day we can plant some ferns. So let's go and check how our new greenhouse is doing. We'll take these ferns because they need to be planted first before anything else, otherwise it's a waste. Cannot pick that one up, which is an absolute shame. Boom and boom. All right. Let me eat some more potato. And let's get over there. Boom. All right. So I should be able to plant ferns in here. We've got 55 KP, which is very nice. So you know what? Let's just plant a whole whack of them. I'm pretty sure I automated my grow light. Pretty positive on that one. I did. Okay, very nice. So they should start producing O2 for me. They are already starting. We can see the moles going up. Look at that. We're now making oxygen. Whoa-hey! Bit slow, but we need to expand the amount of ferns that we have in here. So we'll need to keep an eye on our water usage and just see how that goes. And we probably need to start focusing on water sooner rather than later. So obviously I can't breathe in here. That's absolutely fine. That is a given. This is not designed for breathing. We will be sucking out every little bit of O2 we have. It'll be a manual process. So if we ever have to, we can breathe in here. We could keep an eye on that. But yeah, there's no taking off the suit. What I should be able to do in here though, is open my waste tank. Now, let me just double check that there is nothing in here that I need to be concerned about. There isn't. O2, CO2, a lot of oxygen, but that's because I'm using it for cooling, aren't I, on my suit. So if I open this, the temperature just spikes. It's a nice big room though. The AC is turned on, it's turned off. I don't mind the on and off. I will just deal with that for now. It's a quick and dirty setup just to get things rolling. But I can definitely... Yeah, there we go. We could definitely open them in here. Temperature is barely being touched, to be honest, so I think we're absolutely fine. I thought I'd set this up to deal with a range. It seems to be just flicking on and off. What did I do here? That is not the right code. Interesting. It shouldn't be doing what it's doing, but it's probably because we are loading from the temperature output and not a sensor in the room. If we use a sensor, we probably wouldn't get this on and off issue because it would just stay on and bring it down to 25 degrees. So let me go and sort that out now. So my thinking is we could just place the sensor basically anywhere on this network, but I want it as far away from this as possible, but I still want it in like an equal bit. So if I was to put it here as a temporary thing, that should get us a bit more of a stable temperature reading of the room. Because this should have been on. It should be on now trying to cool it down. So let me change that code now. That should be all I need to do. Just alias the gas sensor to D0, and then we load from that instead of the AC. So let's confirm, export that code, and then we'll need to sort out the pin. Incorrect load type at line 13. Oh yeah, because it's just temperature, not temperature output. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, it's on. And now it's staying on because our temperature over here is just stable. It doesn't matter what's coming out of the AC right now and out of the vent. So we should hopefully bring the entire temperature of this room down now to 25 degrees. And we can see it's coming down pretty considerably. We haven't even used a mole of water. I think this is going to last us quite a while, so I'm not really worried about that. So I think for now, what I might do, now I've got access to iron, is let's just scale this up. Because at the moment, all this is doing is exactly what our small one is doing. Whereas I've got another, what is that, 12. So let's just make another, I don't know, I guess 14 trees. Kind of put my suit storage in a stupid place. I might move it. But let me just see what happens. Where does this iron pop out? Am I going to just lose it, or is it just going to fling at me in the face? Oh no, that works. How's my O2? Oh, Jesus. Okay, we've got 1.7 kilomole in here. We have 34% in there, so let's grab some of that out. I mean, we've done well. We've done well to get what we did, I think. Obviously, yeah, there probably were efficiencies I could have done in here, but yeah. Oh yes, I just remembered I ran out of steel. Don't technically need insulated pipe inside the greenhouse now, so if I just do normal pipes, they should suffice. Okay, so we should be able to just put all of our trays here. And we can get those all connected to water. Boom and boom. So I should be able to plant a fern here. Well, let's do here. And it be in light, which it is. And here. It is. All right, boom. So they are all covered by that grow light. Very, very nice. And then we'll plant 2 seeds. And there we go. We've got 21 ferns growing. So I'm going to stick these ferns over here for now. And I guess we just monitor this room. We've almost made 1% oxygen in this room, which seems slow, but it's oxygen. It's more than what I had. So if I was to suck that out, how much are we actually going to get from this room? Because it ain't going to be loads. Actually, if you think about it, that's 1.82 moles per square, right? Which is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 times 2 is 36. So we're looking at probably almost 70 mole in this room of oxygen already. How many can a canister hold? Alright, so we've almost already collected enough oxygen for a canister. Is that right? I don't know if that my math is any good, but let's roll with it. We see, even with that on constantly, we still seem to be producing more oxygen than we can collect. Now, the efficiency of this is really crap. I could change these pipes if I really had to. But we have a supply of oxygen. A small supply, but we have a supply. We'll worry about that later. We're currently 1%. We don't need to worry about it until our CO2 gets to, like, I say 10. Then maybe we start worrying about removing more O2 from here. Make this more efficient. But for now, I need to go and have a look at my phase change setup. I saw in the patch notes that they have changed the evaporation chambers and condensation chambers. But from what I can see, you have to dismantle and rebuild the chamber. So let's just do that, shall we? Yes, I wasn't sure if we were going to lose that pressure, but yeah, we did. It's fine. It's 20 litres. It's fine. So now if we stick that back in, get it rebuilt, we should now see that it has a larger capacity. Yes, 400 litres. Okay. So then let's set you back to 3700. And this now, in theory, should work much better. It can hold more liquid pollutant in there. We should get a better throughput. In theory. I think they said they've also increased something else. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing. But basically, this should work better without us making any other changes. The temperature of our CO2 is a bit on the high side. But we are dumping heat in from our greenhouse, and we recently dumped quite a lot in. So I'm hoping that I'll recover. I know I've got more that I need to do, but I don't really have the resources right now just to rip it all up. I do need to deal with that problem. On the plus side, the temperature of our liquid pollutant is down to 93.4 degrees C. That's really good. Oh, we're definitely dropping temperature. Look, we've just dropped 0.2 degrees. So I can't be down about that. Okay, let's assume our next problem is that we're going to have too much O2. I still have the concern of water. We have what I think is 9 litres over in the new greenhouse. In the old greenhouse, we have 52 litres plus 29. I mean, water might be fine for a while. House food, 56 potatoes. Not really a massive concern. So maybe I focus on the O2 still. Get the greenhouse, because with the O2 we can start looking at like fuel, combustion centrifuges, eventually rockets, but more importantly just breathing. So I think the way I need to fix my resource problem is obviously long-term centrifuges, scale up my mining outposts, all that kind of thing. In the short term, I have I have a new island, but it's a very, very long way away. So I think I need to build some form of outpost over there. It could be absolutely tiny. It could be 1 square, but I need something that I can breathing, eating, empty my waste tank in. Well, not necessarily empty my waste tank into, because that'll be hot and I can't really deal with it over there. It doesn't have to be anything special. It just needs to be something I can open my helmet in. So, on that note, we are going to have to do at least one trip over there first, because I don't have resources to build anything. Or do I? So what have I got in here? I think I got iron in here, or have I used it all? I think I used all my iron. Oh no, I've got 69. So can I... So let me think. If I just need to make a single box, and my idea would be just have a pipe system which we can take the crap out, put the crap back into. It needs power, but that's just a hardened solar panel going into, I don't know, an APC or something. It hasn't got to be a massive amount of power, just a little bit. Could I... Can I do that? I don't think I've got astraloy, so I can't make hardened solar panel. Oh, power. I mean, I could do wind turbine. Would bet we wouldn't really be using the box, so it doesn't have to produce loads of power. So can I do that? Don't have the steel. I do have iron, gold, and copper, so we can make a couple of smaller wind turbines. I'm going to do this on the cheap side. If we're thinking about a 1 square hole, we actually need 2, because 1 square is going to have to be the airlock. So minimum, I'm going to need 9 frames, which I have, which means I'm going to need 18 steel sheets. That I do not have. I have got some plastic. I've got some walls, and these walls only use plastic, so I could make the box that would cover 4 walls in total. So if you base that, then I only need 5 frame, which is only 10 steel sheets, which I've got, which is very nice. The upright wind turbines have no build state, so we don't need to worry about anything else. We do not have enough cable, but I've got gold and copper. The doors are going to be the problem. Iron and copper. Oh, I suddenly need a shit. I have just seen this pop up in the bottom right corner. So is that 25% full, or we've got 25% remaining? Let's keep an eye on it and see what happens. Right, give me my iron and my copper. So give me that, give me that. If you'll let me. Oh, I've got more copper there as well. Right, make me 2 doors. And to be honest, we will just go manual doors for now, which I believe just need iron sheets. They do. Just an iron sheet each. Perfect. We don't have insulated piping, which is a problem. I also don't really have the resource to be making steel. I mean, I could make a very small amount. Very small. What would I need? 48 iron, which is a maths question I cannot answer. 16. I need 16 coal. Not quite. Oh, no, there we go. 11 and 5, 16. There we go. We can make some steel. Let's do this. Boom. Got myself some steel. Only 64. It's better than nothing. I'm going to need silicon. It's not something that's really a problem for me. What we're going to need is at least 2 active vents. That's my absolute minimum. Iron, gold, copper. Feel like a station battery is probably overkill. The area power controller is just iron, copper, and solder. Whereas the station battery needs a lot of steel. So let's not do that. Can I make the APC? I absolutely can. So I'm also going to need a battery. Nuclear battery. I don't have enough astraloy, so we'll go large. I just need gold. Oh, I need steel for the battery. A lot of this crap on me I do not need, so let's just drop this. I'll trade this with this battery so that we have a full one that we can just put into the new base straight away. So I think all I'm going to need now is just the insulated network. Oh, and a passive vent. I'm also going to need some more cable. I'm going to have a quick look in the tool printer because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, waste bag uses silicon. So when I figure out which way that toilet need percentage increases to, my understanding is you don't have to use a toilet. You can just use a waste waste bag. Now, the problem with a waste bag, I think, is that you can't get anything out of it. I could be very wrong. I need to have a play. This is the first time I'm playing since the update. But if you can do the toilet, then it's better. However, until you get to it, the waste bag is kind of the way you start shitting your pants. But I feel like we need to look at the toilet because it would be good to recoup some of the water that we are consuming. Make it last a little bit longer. I know that there's some process involved because I think it's obviously polluted water, not just clean water. So we'll have to have a look. All right, the percentage has gone up. So that's actually not too bad. And it looks like it maybe only increase. Oh. That's just increased 2% very quickly. So it increases at the rate you take in the water. So if I don't drink water, then I don't need toilet. Oh crap, that doesn't bode well for the length of time it's going to take. Okay, I am going to have to take a waste bag. I don't know, obviously, apart from soiling yourself, like what the negatives are. My understanding is you can just flush the suit. But does that mean I'm just going to splatter shit everywhere? I don't know, probably not. But I guess if we take a spare waste bag, it's not the end of the world. The only thing about these, my understanding, is that you can only use them. Yeah, you can only use them when you are not wearing your suit. So we need to make sure we take a shit before we leave. And then, yeah. Fine. We'll have a look at the toilet later. It's not a problem. What else do I need for this box? So I've got power generation, I've got cables, I've got power storage, albeit pretty crap. We've got the building blocks we're going to need. We've got the door. We don't need a sensor because we're not going to automate the airlock. I don't need to be putting anything on this that it doesn't need. It's very much just a box, a place that we can eat and drink. That is it. It's not a place to refill oxygen. We have to take our oxygen. We have to take our spare waste canisters. But it's a place where we can take refuge from a storm. It's a place where we can go in there, eat and drink without having to rush back. So what I will do is grab a bottle of water. And we don't drink it if we need it. We drink it if it's an absolute emergency. I don't really want to take potatoes because they're going to spoil. But I don't really know what other option I have. To be honest, food is not really the problem. I go through water a lot quicker than food. So we'll always make sure we've eaten before we leave. I have a spare water bottle, so that's fine. And also, you know what? Let's give this shit bag a go. So if I take my suit off. So here's my waste bag. Okay, basically I just shut in a bag. I don't know what you can do with this, to be honest. Cannot be used when wearing the suit. It literally doesn't give you anything. So I don't know if we can recycle this. Or we can just keep that bag as an emergency shit in a bag scenario. Maybe we'll keep that on us.
Power low.
But okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's fine. Am I good to go? I'm not going to have any form of cooling over there. I don't know if that's going to matter. If we position the door so the door is away from the sun, then in theory it shouldn't gain heat. But we'll worry about that when we're over there. I've changed my drill battery because I need to make that path up a little bit smoother because at the moment it's a fucking death trap. I've got vents, got pipes, got utilities. I've got cables, hopefully enough. APC battery, power generation, 2 doors. I don't think I need anything else for the doors. I'm going to just do the manual hatches for now. They are just iron sheets, nothing else. So that's fine. So I think we're good. We'll also have a battery over there. So worst case scenario, we can always swap this out for our suit battery if we really, really need power. And everything will be getting turned off when we're not there, so we won't really be using power. There'll be a little bit of a draw, but nothing too much. So I think we just go. I'm going to empty my waste tank before we go anywhere, and I'll quickly refill my water up as well. I guess we take the trip all the way over there. Oh. Actually, there is something that I'm completely forgetting is I might take this canister with me as well. Just because I could take this portable tank with me. Or the scrubber. But no, I'm going to do canisters and hope that I can fill it up with 2 of these, would be my hope. But we'll find out when we're over there. Fingers crossed there'll be no storm. You're all off. Let's save some power. Right, I'm going to head over. And let's get this box made. Whilst I'm just holding W, there was also another comment, and I can't believe I didn't know this. In a previous video, quite some time back, I think it was. Or maybe that's one, I can't remember. But I didn't realise that during a storm, Vulcan gets colder than the standard nighttime. I thought it was always slightly warmer, but I think that's because I've noticed that the ash storms normally, well, for me, have normally occurred during the day. But I did look back on the video, and that person was right. The temperature got down to below 100, which is kind of interesting. That is something to consider when it comes to Vulcan collection, in that we may have times where we collect more than you normally would on a standard night. So thank you to the person who pointed that out to me, because I genuinely did not know until I looked back at the video and realized that I missed it. Okay, we've arrived. Now what we're going to do is we are obviously going to, well, A, put my mining belt on, but we just lose everything. Thank you. But B, we are going to travel upward. I want to get to the top of this island as safely as possible. Interesting. That's a bit strange. I can't mine this. But I can go sideways here. Don't know why. Weird. Boom. We made it to the top. Alright. Now what I might do is I might become a little bit of a hermit, actually. I might dig inside the terrain and put my box inside just to help shield me from some of the heat. Just in case any heat does get transferred through the door, for whatever reason, at least, well, yeah, basically that. There we go. So I've got a couple of very basic wind turbines up here. And randomly, I mean, this will probably get fixed one day, but these turbines work even under here, which technically I guess makes sense because you could still have wind in here. But they also work when terrain hits them,
Hydration critical.
which I don't think should be the case. But for now, it's helping us, so we're going to go with it. So we've got a little bit of power generation, not too much. We are gaining power, and we have both vents connected, which is very nice. So all we need to do here really is we would close this door. We would set this to inward. We would suck this room dry. Normally that door would be closed, but obviously we're venting it out for the first time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can open a couple of canisters in here and see if we can get some kind of pressurization enough for us to be able to breathe. So that's all good. Turn that off. We're still gaining power, so all is good. Just tidy that up. So then if I open this smart canister, that gives me 23 kPa. I don't think I can breathe that, right? Oh, I can breathe that. Okay, I am going to do a bit more though. I'm going to do another canister. I'd rather have too much than not enough over here. But there we go. So now I can breathe. We can leave this water bottle over here. So if we ever have to drink, like at the moment, I'm currently running out, but I'm not going to drink this. This is in absolute emergencies. This allows me to breathe over here. I can even take my suit off and breathe over here for a little bit. I could open my waste tank. I'm not going to because I don't have cooling. So let's just not worry about that. We now have a very backup box. And in theory, what I should be able to do, without over pressurizing, I hope, is turn that on.
Low pressure.
Oh, yep.
Oxygen low.
Close my helmet, because I
Oxygen
obviously need
critical.
pressure to survive. And we should be able to get this emptied. Plenty of space, so absolutely fine. And there we go. And that is now protected from Vulcan. And yeah, we'll just use that next time we come. We have ourselves a box. Close that. Open that. Job done. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Well, I'll quickly do some mining, but then we're gonna have to head home because my water is getting low, and we know it takes about 30% health to get back. So we have to just be a little bit cautious of that, be a bit mindful. But look at this. Look at all the ore we've got. Oh, that shit me up. We are at Calamar Crater, apparently. Good to know. I don't know. Oh, I need to bring the tablet over, actually. I need to figure out what we have over here. Can we put some deep miners on here? Because that would be good. But for now, I'll just grab some iron and we'll head back. Alright, that is plenty of iron. So, let's get the hell out of here and get home. Where the fuck is my bridge? Oh, there's my bridge. Okay, so we'll go down. Well, that was a bit worrying, wasn't it? This is going to be the problem. I need to make a decent way down off this bloody mountain. I think I'm a bit lost, actually. Where the hell is my bridge? There's the bridge. So I made that safe way up, and I've lost it. I'm gonna just let my guy slide. Oh my god, is that the hole? Is that the hole?
Health low.
Yeah, I know. I found my hole. Whew. Oh my god. All right, this still would not pass safety regs, but we managed to get to the bridge. Oh, okay. Right, I'll see you at home.
Warning, warning, warning.
Oh shit. I am literally the worst place for that to be happening. No. If that comes sooner rather than later, please let that be a solar storm, for fuck's sake.
Warning, warning, warning.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay, it's a solar storm, which is good, but also not good, because I am nowhere near safe. I need to get out of here. Fuck. I only have one canister of oxygen. Oh, big jump. Oh my god. I worry sometimes that my legs are going to break whenever I do that.
Waste tank critical.
Ah! It's 1,000 degrees out here. Oh man. We made it, we made it, we made it, we made it, we made it. And yeah, it's good. It's about 30%. 30% health we've dropped again. So we know we can do that. Obviously, if a storm hits, and it's not a solar storm, it's an ash storm, that could be a problem. Okay. We are good. We are good. We're not dead. We're good. Everything is fine. We're absolutely fantastic. Whew. Okay. Let me just go and empty waste tanks. Let me empty that one too. And close it. Let me fill up my oxygen. Because I now only have one spare bottle. Okay. There we go. We're pretty good now. We're pretty good. You know what? I'll do that as well. Let's leave one in there. Okay. We got quite a lot of iron just from that trip. And that trip wasn't about the mining. That was just about getting that box set up. But we've managed to do both. We now have a fair supply of iron again, which is going to keep us going, hopefully, for a significant period of time. Now, kind of want to go to my greenhouse and just see how our oxygen over there is doing. But before I do that, how is my oxygen doing over here? It's kind of, it's still dropping obviously each time, but This greenhouse is doing enough to keep us supported. Hopefully we're not going to rely on this for much longer. Okay. Before I forget, because I will go over and I will forget, I'm going to take, and I'm sure I have it, the mapping card. Where is it? Is it that one? No, not the tracker. Where's my circuit? Oh, I bloody have it on me, for fuck's sake. Never mind. So when we next go over, we'll see what we can mine over there. Hopefully it's something other than coal. But I guess we'll see. Right. I don't need some of this other stuff on me for now. So let's free up my inventory. I do need my toilet bag, so that can stay here. 2 mining backpacks. That'll be perfect. Because I probably am just going to go out and do some more mining. Bring as much as I can over here. Just to keep me going. But before we do anything, because I am not going over there in this solar storm, let's go and see how our new greenhouse is going. It is fucking hot out here. Cooling is good. Look at the ferns. Look at the oxygen. So, only 5%. I can't breathe in here. But we have 10 moles per square. Which means that we probably have... Well, we're definitely going to have enough to hold a significant amount in here. This is going to go well, isn't it? And look at that. Even our cooling. Considering we're dumping heat into that CO2 from this greenhouse, we've got it down to 33 degrees C. That is really good. It would be nice to have a second system that could like pull from this and store some for the greenhouse. So then we only use this if we absolutely have to. And maybe I will do that. Because I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable on the resource front. Obviously, that might be short-lived, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay. Okay.
Low.
So if you think that a pipe network can hold 60 megapascal, right? This hasn't been... I haven't had this going on for long, really, ever. I've just turned it on now. We had it on a little bit earlier. We're already on 400 kilopascal. So we're over... What? Well, we're almost 1% full. Which doesn't seem like a lot, obviously. But we could probably fit... Well, we're getting close to being able to fill a canister in here, which is absolutely fantastic. So I really need to think about, actually, the greenhouse becoming my priority. The only thing I don't know is... Alright, we have used water, actually. So since we went on the trip, we've used, what, 7 mole of water? Water is going to be a problem. Water is absolutely going to be a problem. The thing is, I can't trade. I have no cash. So we can't make money. We could try and find trades and sell random stuff, but it's stuff that I'd have to make. I don't want to use my ore on that. So trading is out of the question. And because we are on Vulcan
Hydration critical.
gas update, we don't even have a supply of hydrogen in the atmosphere. So water is going to have to be made either via the way we can normally do it with, I think switchgrass or whatever biomass would still give you hydrogen, or we see how much water we're actually passing through via the toilet, which might not be a bad idea, to be fair. I don't know whether it's going to be a 1-for-1. We pass, I don't know, you pass a litre in, do you get a litre out? You got to just process it. I don't know. Let's have a look at toilet. The modern toilet requires water and outputs polluted water for those who use it. I don't know how much, though. Guess that's something we need to figure out. We could convert it back to water via a water purifier. But the water purifier, I'm pretty sure, uses charcoal. It does use charcoal, which we don't have. It's not impossible to make. That's actually really easy to make. It's just a lot. It might be easier just to collect the polluted water, heat it up to the point at which water boils, which is... don't know. Is it 100 degrees C? Water will boil? I don't know. I don't understand stuff. We just warm it up until it gets to the point we need it. Oh, boiling, 114 degrees C. So we shit in the toilet, we boil that water, allow the polluted water to be boiled into steam, and then we cool that steam down. We have cooling. I just don't know if it's a one-to-one. That's the problem. My thinking is it isn't, which would make sense because you don't process all your water through and back out. Your body retains some of it, so that kind of makes sense to me, I think. Okay. What do I want to do? Do I own any switchgrass seeds? Is my first question. Because I know how to do that. Whilst I'm here, how are we looking on liquid pollutant? Not bad, actually. Not bad. We're not collecting any now because obviously it's still a little bit hot. But we're good. We are good. Okay, we didn't buy switchgrass. Which isn't a massive problem because you don't have to use switchgrass. It's just the most efficient way of doing it because it produces more biomass. Oh, decisions. I could look at the fermenter, make alcohol, combust it into water with the O2 that we're now producing. I have a little bit of knowledge because obviously me and Sophie have done this. I think I know what I need to do with this. So the idea is obviously you just chuck something into a fermenter, absolutely fine. It'll just produce alcohol, but the alcohol cannot be exposed to vacuum. I mean, it can, but the second that happens, it kind of decomposes into methane, which literally tells you here. So as long as the output provides us, as long as the output has something in there that can form a pressure, then we'll be fine. We may as well fill the output with CO2 because it also outputs CO2. That we may as well do that. This is steam, which the thing is, I've got to have a look at the fermenter. Can I make it? I do not have enough copper. I only have 4 copper across all of my machines. Tell a lie, I have 46 ore. Let's get that processed. Okay, so the fermenter has a liquid output, obviously, because it's going to produce alcohol. So at that point, we will have alcohol in a liquid network. We'll need to pressurize that liquid network. That also isn't really a problem. That alcohol has to be combusted. So what you would think is you run it through the combustor. Now they have recently changed this. I think it now, yes, it has a liquid output. They've made this a little bit easier. So a mixture drawn from a gas input and a liquid input. So they've designed the combustor now to work alongside the fermenter. A control wheel sets the ratio taken from each, much like the gas mixer, and the combined mixture is combusted before being passed to the output. What the combustor produces depends entirely on what is fed into it. See the gases page. So all we need to do is fermenter into combustor, which will be 3 part oxygen to 1 part liquid alcohol. Obviously, alcohol is always liquid. And the output will be CO2 and steam. Don't know if we need the CO2. To be honest, we could feed that into the hot tank for our furnace rather than collecting from Vulcan. That might be an option. We could also use it in power generation which might be a good idea because CO2 is a relatively safe gas to be messing with. So I'm pretty confident this is easy. Well, that might be false confidence, but I guess we'll see. So I need to make the combustor. Now, hopefully it's not too expensive to make. It's part of the atmospherics. Let's make another one of these. I need iron. I've got a load of that now. I'm going to need insulated liquid pack. I've got one. Well, I mean, I have got some steel, so this might be okay. I'm also going to get some more insulated gas pipes. Just because you can never have enough. And then, because the combustor is going to be heat generating its surroundings, so I'm going to put it in a box outside. So give me, make it like a little shed. So what we'll do is let's get the steel out, and the combustor can go outside. The fermenter, I don't think produced heat when we tested it, so I think that's going to be okay. Give me flat walls. I probably can put some windows on this because we'll just vacuum the room out, I think. Or even if we don't, we'll just we'll sort it. So what do I want? I'm going to do we'll do it as like a 2x3. Let's oversize the shed a little bit, give it some space. Maybe we even put the fermenter in here as well. Maybe. I'm not going to have enough resources. I'm going to need to make some more steel. But we can start laying stuff out anyway and figure out how things are gonna sit and be connected. Right, let's quickly check on this guy. So our CO2 is at 32.8. Very nice. We have 1.41 kiloliters of liquid pollutant. So again, absolutely fine. So at the moment, I'm not seeing any bottlenecks. We are starting to slow down the cooling a little bit, but that's gonna happen. But it will slowly improve as the temperature of this tank drops. It's just going to take time. But this works. So I'm not going to waste too much time constantly staring at that. Did I turn the AC off in here? I did not turn the filter off. Shit. Shit. I mean, if it popped, it would just pop back into the room. But let's not do this, shall we? Turn off. How much have we got? Look at that, 2 megapascal of pure oxygen. I mean, it's a very small network, but we've got 308 moles. That is perfect. And we're still on 2% oxygen here. So that's drained quite a lot, actually. That has managed to bring that ratio down quite significantly. But that's fine. So let's get this shed planned out, shall we? So I'm thinking it's going to go over here. Just because of where I've already placed the ferns, I have no problem with it being over here. So what we'll do is it's going to be a little bit away from the green. Or do I have it just like here, but connected maybe? Still with an airlock. Yeah, if we did that. So this greenhouse will be going into our little shed, which we'll be able to get into from this side. And we'll be able to check things over, but there'll be an airlock, so the two are separate, and this is vacuum. And then once we've started collecting our water into a tank or something, we're really close to our cooling here. So this section here can be our water cooling. Which we could always use the CO2 if we really need to as a medium. Maybe. It might be a lot of heat, I don't know. But I don't know. We'll worry about that when we get to it. So, if we go for now, we're just going to flat wall it. Obviously, everything will look nice at some later point. And then over here, let's say we had 2 frames. One could be a window. The other one would be an airlock. So if we went over one more. And then that will send to the door, which will be absolutely fine. Okay. So the fermenter What's that? Oh, neutralizer. That looks different. Does it not? Oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, so fermenter can probably go here somewhere. We think airlock's going to be on this square. No, it isn't. Airlock can be this square. So we'll go in. Oh, wait. Oh, I can see my outpost. The render thing is working. Look, that's my mining outpost over there. Huh. Anyway. Airlock going into this room. So yeah, we've got this entire room. So if we put fermenter here. And then we would have combustor here. This would just need to get access to oxygen, but we'll be able to do that. It won't be an issue. The combustor itself, this entire room is going to be vacuum. So we don't need to worry about blocking this off. This entire room will just not gain the heat. It's fine. Pipe and pipe. 5 steel sheets. Nah.
Waste tank caution.
Don't have it. All right. Well, that'll be the plan anyway. So airlock coming in. These two frames probably aren't needed. Airlock straight into here. Into our room where we can see our fermenter. We'll be able to put stuff in or shoot it in from in the greenhouse. We'll sort that out at some point. We'll need this liquid network here to be pressurized. We'll just do that with some CO2. Absolutely fine. I assume that even though there'll be CO2 in there,
Hydration critical.
won't take the CO2. It won't screw up the combustion, I guess. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. All right. You. Should I frame up here? Nah, we don't waste the frames. So I need 1, 2, 3. I need 4 walls plus 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 more walls and the steel sheets. I'm going to have to make some more steel. I didn't realize how hot the hot tank was. Look at that. 871. Very nice. We'll be able to make it hotter later. Got myself some steel. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get some more sheets so we can actually start putting these walls up and getting it complete. I'm also going to need to vacuum out the box before I pop the wall. Otherwise, that is going to be a problem. Can I make an active vent? I may have to go and do some copper mining. Although I may have some copper in my sentry, actually. I might go and look at that. Oh. We're not looking at anything. This isn't even turned on. Ah, you muppet. Absolute muppet. Alright, I don't have any copper. Don't think I'm going to have enough copper to make all the cables that I'm going to need. That's only going to give me another 10. I could potentially recycle some from the trader because we're not going to be using him anytime soon. So let's quickly do that.
Health low.
I need some more steel sheets and I better go get a drink. I actually forgot. I have a second phase device, don't I? I have not dismantled this one. This is still on 200 litres. So our cooling is not running as quick as it could be doing. If I turn you off, angle grind you, we're going to lose 20 litres again of pollutant, but it's fine. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Then put you back. There we go. And then same again. We just set it to what we want. Turn ye on. And there'll be a slight temperature spike. It was barely anything. And there we go. We're now... we've increased our throughput even more. This temperature's going to go up a little bit. Just whilst that starts equalizing again. But it should start coming down once these two meet in the middle. The temperature in there has gone up again. That was 91 earlier, so potentially these two. I don't know. I don't know how that's gaining temperature. To be fair, I don't know. I mean, it's going down now. We'll have to just keep an eye on it. At some point, I'll have a proper look over this system. Okie dokie. Let's quickly run some cable before we lock ourselves in here. Okay, we have access to power.
Hunger caution.
Get that connected. Set you to inward. Right, are we completely sealed? I think we are. So let's get this on and get this place sucked dry. And in the meantime, let's get rid of this terrain. We may have to do some fixing on the outside, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, I think this room is completely empty, which it is. So we'll turn this off. And just for safety, because I know what I'm like, I'm going to disconnect that cable so that I don't accidentally push any of the actual greenhouse out there. And now we can remove this wall. Now that is going to reduce the pressure in here somewhat, but what will happen is this will compensate and should start pumping in more CO2. I'm going to turn this off for a little bit. We've currently got 4 megapascal of O2 in there. More than happy with that. That is absolutely fine. Let's let the O2 build up in this room a little bit as well. But there we go. We've got 47
Hydration critical.
kPa throughout. Looks like we get to 48 on this side. The ferns are fine. They are just sat there enjoying life. What I might do is, I mean, to be fair, I have spare seeds, so what I was going to say was harvest those, replant the ferns, keep the seeds. And that might still be a good idea, but I don't need to do that right now. We're fine. Water's fine. They're using water really slowly, so I'm more than happy with that. Okay. We can take this wall down. And this section will be vacuumed. I've just opened it up so I can get to them. And if I allow enough oxygen in here, I'll be able to breathe in here. Which, you know what, might not be the end of the world. My plan obviously was going to be just have this as a complete oxygen production. The whole thing gets vacuumed out, but why? Why not just make this a greenhouse that I can breathe in as well as collect the oxygen? What difference does it make? None. So maybe I will allow it to build up for a little bit. Until we need the oxygen, we may as well just store it in the room rather than storing it in the pipe network. It's fine. Alright. In order to get all of this working, I'm going to need copper. So we may as well empty our inventory, head back over to the island, and collect a bit of everything. A bit of gold, bit of copper, probably a bit of silicon. Iron, I think we're okay for. But yeah, just get enough stuff for us to tie over, get this place up and running completely, and then we should be in a good place to start really thinking about scaling up our ore production, because then resource is no longer a problem, oxygen is no longer a problem. Power potentially could be, but with the water production, we're going to have heat, which we can run through some Stirlings. So that's also fine. We can also just set up Stirlings up here anyway. We don't have to get the water production. It's just something we can use it for. Alright, let me empty my inventory and let's go and just do a little bit of mining.